I'm Robert P. Fitton, and this is a quick synopsis of the strange death of Dr. Povitch, Matthias Jones series, Murder, Mayhem, and Monkey Business. Jones has only been living back east for less than a year. It's wintertime in Hamilton, New Hampshire. The sub-zero temperatures and ample snowfall are not the best conditions to meet Jones's friend, Professor Fred Dempsey, and his mentor, the world-renowned Dr. Sergei Povitch. The clear, cold skies do make for excellent viewing through the telescope atop of Mount Polaris east of Hamilton. With Jones in his Jeep is star basketball player Duff Davis. Of course, security has left the gate padlocked with a rigid cable chain. And the only way to open the gate to the mountain observatory is to wait for the incompetent, the bumbling, and the always verbose security cop, Bucky Driscoll, who has the body shape of a Franklin stove and the memory of a snow squall in Hamilton Bay. His first official act is to lose the key to the padlock in the snowdrift. Then he tells Jones that his sister wants to go out with him. Jones cringes, and it isn't from the cold. Bucky then spends the better part of the next hour working on the padlock as Fred finally shows up, and then Dr. Povitch. Bucky hammers the lock with a sledgehammer. He manages to smash the sledgehammer into the front light of Fred Dempsey's van. But Povitch has a key, even as Bucky commences to hack at the padlock from the chain. As everyone settles inside, Bucky finally enters the observatory. "Hey, where's the head? I gotta go so bad I can taste it." Povitch ascends to the observation platform with his mentored student, Duff Davis. Then the unthinkable. Dr. Povitch collapses on the upper platform, and Povitch is dead. The ever-suspicious Jones finds out later that the late Dr. Povitch had a heart condition, but that's not all he's finding out. Now, here's where things begin to get interesting. Povitch's wife is long gone, and Elsie McIntyre, an art professor younger than Povitch, stands to inherit his considerable estate. Also, Duff has shared an intimate secret with the doctor, which could get him expelled from school and worse. And old Fred Dempsey has stolen something valuable from Povitch, where he stands to be set for life. And then the shocker of shockers. Jones's close friend, Father Jim Gallagher, has a running and quite hateful feud with foundation money that was awarded to Povitch. He thinks unjustly and maybe illegally. Gallagher hates Povitch. And where did Dr. Povitch have his last meal? With Father Jim Gallagher in the rectory over at St. Bart's in Prince William. And I shouldn't share this, but someone else has been murdered. That is, if Povitch was indeed murdered. McIntyre is playing games with the autopsy, and Fred is answering the phone by calling somebody Cutie. The reckless Arnie Dewars is on the loose with his Dewars lumber truck, snowplow attached, knocking over everything in sight and being a general nuisance around the town. Also, enter Coco Stefani, Jones's best bud and friend of Father Gallagher. Coco is triggered for several days by Bucky, whom he calls Rodent. Bucky, who is convinced that he's a genius, loses valuable evidence. Back to the story. We know what killed Povitch, but be rest assured, folks, Jones, while he is out with his basketball team, starts to figure out how Povitch was killed. All the while, tough guy Coco is having trouble tolerating Bucky. And how did the art professor buy all those expensive paintings? Now the school reputation is on the line. Never mind that Hamilton has more murders per capita than Devil's Island. Hamilton Fletcher, that obsessive control freak, sticks his nose into the investigation. Jones is trying to balance Hamilton Fletcher's orders with his buddy Kevin Phillips' straight-laced investigation at Prince William Police Department. So Jones decides to have a few beers at Club Max, smothered in the blue light and girls floating around the table. Then Jones finds out some incriminating info about Fred Dempsey. The confusion gets so bad that Herbert Lane, who can't stand Jones and hates him interfering with the investigation, approaches Jones for advice. Well, Lane does arrest one of the suspects, adding to the mess. Using technology, the murder comes into focus. Yeah, Jones does go out on a date with Bucky's sister. And is Jones shocked when he learns out who killed Dr. Povitch? As strange as it was, the answer is undoubtedly yes, he is shocked. The Strange Death of Dr. Povitch is available at Amazon on Kindle and paperback, and the audiobook is on iTunes and audible.com. I'm Robert P. Fitton, and this has been a quick synopsis.